Hello, I'm Nicholas Baum and this is my Game World Creation screencast. So as you can see here, this is my environment. I've gone for a desert style, and yeah, the theme is fantasy, but I've got sci-fi elements in it, and I've got some reclaimed elements in it as well, just to sort of add to it. Okay, so this is the unknown world that nobody really knows about. Your character name is Orblar, you're a space merchant, and you crash landed your ship after you were dragged in by some sort of beam, which is one of these most likely. You'll find out later though. And you've landed on this planet, you've lost your ship, your merchandise, everything, and your main aim, well, the character's main aim is to look for the merchandise again. But on the way, he'll get sidetracked by a lot of other things, and there's a lot more to it than just searching for your merchandise and everything like that. So anyway, I've got this cave here. The player's dragged towards the cave at the start, and inside are these purple glowing crystals. I've got a post-processing effect on these. It creates a lovely lens flare, which sort of adds to a nice effect to it, in my opinion. And then they've also got an emissive glow on them in a sort of purple colour, which is nice in my opinion. So anyway, once you get outside the other side of this cave, you come to this lake, which you'll see in just a sec here, and there's going to be a bonus Easter egg type thing, but the player won't be sort of driven to it. He'll have to explore and discover, and that's when he'll discover sort of the Easter egg. So he'll only get that Easter egg by exploring, essentially. Okay, so anyway, I've made this small passageway which we have to go through because I wanted it to come out to a rather grand opening, which is this area here. In the distance you can see a temple, and down below obviously it's a massive swamp, dotted with rocks everywhere, and it's very overgrown with grass and all sorts. There's remnants of an ancient civilization on the ground, such as this pillar here, and in game world mechanics I want the player to be able to walk through this swamp, but the swamp's going to slow the player down, and as you can see here there are mushrooms. These mushrooms will give off spores which are poisonous, so the player must avoid the poisonous spores while also going through a slow swamp at the same time. It's going to be a tricky task, especially as some of the mushrooms are hidden in the grass, so the player is going to have to keep a keen eye looking out for those spores with the mushrooms. Once he gets to the temple, there are some stepping stones. If the player crosses the stepping stones and gets to the other side, then they can make their way up to the rest of the level. If they fall down, then they can either die from drowning if they spend too long underwater, or they can visit the underwater cave, which will lead back up into that area up there. But there is a other thing with that, is the cave is underwater for a very long time, and the player will only have a short amount of time of breath, so he must make it before he runs out of breath. Okay, so you come in here and it's lit up with purple crystals, and in front of you is a massive spore in front of your pathway, the only pathway you can go. And so you've got to run past this very fast, otherwise you're going to die. And then you run up this slope, and there's mushrooms on all sides of you, and you've got to time the right time to walk past the mushrooms before the spores go off, otherwise, again, you die. Then you come to here, and as you can see, we've got these runes here, and here, and here. And with those runes, it comes a puzzle to open the door to the end room over there. And the puzzle is, you have to connect. There's beams coming out of these. There'll be beams, and you have to click on the devices, and make it so that the beams attach together, and then they essentially, once they combine, they open this door. So you make your way across here. While you're trying to sort this whole beam thing out, you're also avoiding mushrooms again. The mushrooms are the main plague of the level. You've got to be really cautious of them, especially as they're on a random timer, so you don't really know when the spores are going to be let off. Anyway, here's the end room. This is the final room. It's got a massive floating crystal with with a portal-like looking structure, pillars going along the room, a sphere reflection capture on the floor to give the floor sort of this eerie effect and mysterious effect, and then the final puzzle is these runes on the pillars, and they essentially get you to the portal. So if you connect all the beams together, it opens up a portal and it will take you to the final area, which will be made in game world mechanics because it's more of a gameplay sort of thing, and I wanted to keep this very open-ended. Once you've connected the beams, you will get to the portal. Once you go through, you will come to the end reward, which will be your merchandise, parts to your ship, and a artifact. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.